right now. So about 20 minutes left. Okay, let's go ahead and grab another question. You're next, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, hold the mic close and speak loudly, please.
I think there's general agreement that the deficit problem cannot be solved unless Medicare and Social Security is addressed, because the boomers are now retiring. So I ask each of you to respond very briefly how you would address these two problems.
On
the issue of what, sir?
This would be on the
Social Security and Medicare.
Right. Social Security and Medicare, to make sure everybody heard.
In my mind, the first item up is that you're going to have to come up with a bipartisan group that is going to be able to... Okay, item number one is that you're going to have to come up with a bipartisan group that is going to come up with a set of recommendations that are going to change some of the rates on Social Security. We also have to do a significant relook at the reimbursement rates on how Medicaid works, and in the reimbursements on how the health care is taken care of, and a full review of that.
With that in mind, we're going to pass it around to everybody. That's a general question that, at least it sounds like it is. Everybody can chime in on. Don, why don't you go ahead and take it next?
Okay, Medicare is a very sacred call to the American people, and for good reason. After all, they paid into it for all of their life. And there's no reason that we shouldn't give them their benefits back at the end of their life. But it's been done wrong right from the very beginning. Every individual that pays into the Medicare Association should have a personal account. How much did you pay in, and what do you want to do with it? Do you want to invest it? Do you want to get returns from it? Whatever you want to do with your money in Medicare should be your business, and you should have a personal account and know how much you put into the thing. But right now, I can assure you that I will never make any attempt to try and take Medicare or what am I trying to say? Social Security away from the American people. That's part of their heritage. And we've gotten into it. It should have been done right in the beginning, way back in 1935 or 34 when Roosevelt introduced it. But we're into it now, and we've got to continue to give those folks back the money, and maybe we can change it as time goes on. But right now, every American that's collecting Social Security deserves to get Social Security as he has been all these years, according to the number of dollars that he put into it.
Thanks, Don Hooper. While we're passing the mic on down to Pat Donlon and Tom Stillings, I'll remind you, if you're just listening on the air, this is WMKT, 1270 AM, 92.1 FM. We're in Alden for the Helena Township Candidate Forum tonight. We're talking to the U.S. congressional candidates. Pat Donlon has the mic now, asking about the question about Social Security and Medicare. Pat, go ahead.
Sir, I'd like to make sure I understand your question. Are you asking how are we going to fix, as congressman, how are we going to fix Social Security and Medicare? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I know it's not going to be done by one person. But what would you suggest? What would you suggest?
We really can't ask him that because we don't have the microphone handy for him.
Well, that's my answer.
Maybe we should have you as a guest on the show. Give us a call. We'll have you on sometime soon.
I'd really be looking for answers from the folks.
Sounds good. Tom Stillings.
Okay, let's take them one at a time. Medicare. We pay too much for medicine. First thing the federal government needs to do is go to the drug companies and explain to them that, hey folks, you know, you're selling the same drugs to Canada and Mexico for a whole lot less money than you're selling them to us for. Yet you've got the nerve to use our FDA approval as the gold standard for the world, and you probably got a National Institutes of Health grant to develop the drug from the beginning. So here's the new deal, folks. We're only going to pay you what you're charging anybody else. Whatever the best price is, we're paying it. I'm not going to tell you you can only charge so much for a pill. And if you say, well, selling you at that price isn't good, then raise their price so we're all paying the same thing. That saves a whole bunch of money right there. Tort reform and the idea of taking away the threat of lawsuits to doctors so that the price of their malpractice insurance goes down will go a big way. Also, will go a long way toward getting rid of all the extra tests and procedures that are done just because they're afraid of getting sued. Get the cost down. Don't sacrifice quality, but there's a dozen ways to bring the cost down. And all those things have to be examined, and that's how we're going to have to do it. And as far as health care in general, above and beyond the federal programs, we have to enforce the Constitution. You know, the Commerce Clause of the Constitution says that the states cannot prohibit companies from one state from doing business in another. And right now with health insurance, that's what's being done. So we have to come to where the states are dragged into court if need be and told, folks, you can't do it anymore. Some insurance company in Oklahoma's got a better deal for the people of Michigan. They've got to be able to come here and give us the better deal. As far as Social Security, I'm 62 years old. Social Security is in big trouble. It's going to run out of money. The federal government doesn't have enough money, and we're going to have to raise the retirement age for everybody. At 62 years old, I'm ready to participate in working just a little bit longer. We all live longer, we stay healthy longer, and it's unfair of us to think that the future generations are going to have to kick in just so that we can all have some kind of a better retirement. My grandfather died at the age that I am right now, and he was an old man. I don't think myself as an old man anywhere near what he was. So, yeah, Social Security, we're going to have to raise the retirement age, and hopefully that'll be enough. That's it. Those are specific. I hope they're specific enough.
Thanks, Tom.